What's up, YouTubers? Today I'll bring a new deck review on the brand new Pale Moon from the Rami Labras. This deck features a new Harri, which without the new support, makes the deck a lot more fun, a lot more playstyle. Even though your main control is still based on the soul. So let's get started. For starting Vanguard, we have Pleasure Caster. Forerunner, everyone knows by now. 2 skill, one is in soul, one is on the rear guard. So the first skill with the soul is GB1. You could call this unit at the beginning of your main phase. You could call it out with a Harri Vanguard by counterboss 1, soul charge 1, and this unit gains 2k, so it's a 7k booster or attacker. Second ability is on rear guard circle, which soul boss 1. At the end of the turn, you could put this unit into your soul, and if you do, choose one of your rear guard with Magina ability and return it to your hand. This is really good because it combos, most of the time it combo with 2 cards that you want. One of them is a grade 1. Both of them is usually grade 1. One of them is PG, Perfect Guard, everyone knows. The other one is grade 1 that can only use the skill when it's called from hand. That's why you want return that to use the skill again. Other than that, it's a nice 7k attacker every turn that you cycle the skill. Then moving on to grade 3s, we play 4 Mask Magician Harri. This is our original Harri from the deck. Skill is GB2. When this unit attacks, you could choose a card from the soul to call it, and plus 3000. It doesn't return it back to the soul at the end of the turn, so unless you call a unit that returns it by itself. Other than that, it stays on the board. Second ability is Magina, which is on strike. You could counterboss 1, soul charge 1, then choose a unit to call it out with adding 5000 power and return it back to the soul. So it helps you to gain soul and a free attacker, which is pretty good. Downsides that you gotta counterboss 1 every time you do this. The deck counterboss a bit heavy, but not that heavy that you need to control it. So still good. Then moving on, we play 3 of our Mask Phantom Harri. This is a brand new Harri from the deck for the deck. Skill is when this plays on Vanguard, you could choose top 2. You could look at top 2 and soul charge 1, the other one to the bottom of the deck. Strike skill is Magina as well. With the soul boss 1, you could choose a Magina ability card from your soul to call it to R and return it back to the soul. Downside about this card is that you don't soul charge it, you lose a soul, and your unit doesn't gain power, but also it has to be a Magina unit. That's the only downside. But I would say 90% of the deck has Magina ability, or 95, so it's not a big deal. What's good about her is that her first skill is once per turn with a GB2. Whenever you rear guard put in the soul, you could pay the cost of counterboss 1, and if you do, choose a grade 3 with the Magina ability from your soul and add it back to your hand. What's nice about this card is that it combos off with PG or at the end of the turn, since end turn ruling is a return G unit first. So by returning G unit, your Vanguard is now this card itself, and then your other unit return to the soul. So by returning to the soul, you could activate this effect and add a grade 3 for your next turn strike or for a PG cost, since grade 3 doesn't have a shield. Then moving on to grade 2s, we play 4 of our Princess. Princess is really good. It's a 14k attacker early game as well. Magic number against grade 2 or grade 1. And also that no GB1, so and you don't have to worry about your opponent attacking this rear guard, since if you use a skill with plus 5, it goes to the soul at the end of the battle. So at the end of the turn. So it's really nice. With 40k attack to your opponent's grade 2 Vanguard or grade 1. What's also nice about that is that late game, when you call it, is a really big powerhouse. That's why it's also good. Then moving on, we play Face Magician Lapin. Magina skill as well. It's a once per turn with a GB2. It's kind of heavy, but in the deck, your first strike usually give you GB2 right away. So when this unit plays on, it doesn't have to be placed on rear. It's on rear anytime you can activate skill with counterboss 1. Harri Vanguard, choose a grade 1 from the soul to call it to rare, and at the end of the turn, put that unit back to the soul. Second skill is when this card attacks with a Harri Vanguard, you can soul charge 1 plus 2k. If the soul charge unit has Magina ability plus another 3k. So it grants you a 5k power, same thing as this. So they both do power, and this also gives you a booster. So that's why it's really good. Then moving on, we play 3 of our flying Paraton. She's really good because with GB1, when this plays on R, it doesn't have to be. It could be either in hand or from the soul. And when it's called to rare, you can soul charge 1. Then choose 1 card from the soul to call it to rear guard at the same column as this unit. So that's why it's good. Then moving on, we play for grade 1s. We play 4 perfect guard. PG is really good with a skill of nullifying, and second skill is GB2. It's kind of weird for this deck since it's a lot of GB2, but what's good about this card is that you can soul blast 1 when this card retires from the Guardian Circle, which after guarding, if you have Vanguard with Harri's name, you can pay this cost by soul blast 1, and if you do, choose a grade 2 from your soul to call it, and at the end of turn, return it back to your soul. So this triggers Harri's effect as well. So it helps you to add a grade 3 since at the end your opponent turn that grade 2 return to the soul, and Harri's ability triggers to add a grade 3. So in one, I would say in that counts as 1 turn, you can add 2 grade 3 since after your opponent's after your turn you soul charge your unit back to the soul to add a grade 3, and at your opponent's turn you add another one, which give you, I would say, pretty plus. Then moving on, we play 3 of our QD Jupiter. Jupiter is similar to our flying. Only difference that this card had to be caught out with Magina ability in order to activate the effect, but when it's out from the soul with the Magina ability, you could soul charge 1 and choose a card not itself and call it to the same column, and that unit gains 5k. So it makes a 21k attacker as well, a column as well. If you call this out, it actually gives more power. So that's why it's really good. Then moving on, we play 3 Dagger Magician Eddie. Similar to Disability, but only difference that this had to be called from hand, not from the soul. So when it's called from the hand, you could choose a grade 2 or greater and call it to the same column and return it back to the soul at the end of the turn. Second ability is put this unit into the soul, and at the end of the turn, if you have a Vanguard with Magina ability, which both Harri do, so you can soul charge 1. So by doing so, you add a 2 card into the soul, and you can cycle it with a starter, so you could spend this ability. Then not last grade 1, but we play 3 Strike Enabler. It's a G format deck based on Strike, so you play Strike Enabler to help you strike. Also, this ability help you to search the original Harri if you want, so that's why it's good. Then moving on to grade 1, we play 2 Clown, not Juggler. Clown's ability is when this card called from the soul, it adds 5k, so it's a 12k attacker or a booster, and when it's also grade 2 adding power, your column will be really good. Then moving on to triggers, we play 4 crit. 4 Harri crit, when Harri attack, when your Vanguard with Harri name attack, you put it in the soul and draw a card plus 5k to Vanguard. Then we play 8 stand. 4 of our Marian. Marian's really good because when this card being soul charged, you could return it back to the top of the deck and search anything you want from the deck to add it to the soul. What's nice about it is that when you soul charge from the deck, so when you soul charge with top deck, you can still trigger the ability. It doesn't have to be from the rear guard. That's why it helps you to cycle back a stand trigger and add a useful unit back to into the soul. So she's really good. Then we play 3 Sky High Walker. It's our counter charge engine, I would say, because when you call it from the soul, you could bring it back to countercharge for you. That's why you play it. And we play one gentle, I guess that's the name. Skill is GB1. You could rest this unit. It has Magina in it as well, so you can use this to trigger this. So what's nice about it is that by resting this unit, calling a grade 1, that unit gains 4k, so make this 11k attacker, and this skill which triggers, which give you another grade 2, and that grade 2 gains another power, so that column will be really powerful. But downside is that once you use this skill, the card's gone, unless you found a way to return it from the drop zone. Other than that, it's only once of a thing. It's an attack. It helps you to change up your board. That's why you play 1. Then we play 4 heal trigger. It's to recover damage and G-guard. Then moving on to Strike, we have our brand new one from the set. Skill is a Generation Break 3, which once per turn only. You could counterboss 2 and choose a card from your drop zone and soul. So this is a card that can help you return this card if you want it again. By returning it, you could choose a card from your soul to call it, and that unit gains 10k and a crit. And also, you could soul blast 2 until the end of this turn. The unit that called out with this ability gains 5k and cannot be chosen by card effects. So let's say you're playing against Kagero and your opponent used Griffin. They cannot retire the unit you call with this ability. So if you call this out, it's going to be a 29k without boost and a double critical, and they cannot retire it, so they forced to guard this attack. And after that, you shuffle your deck since you return 2 card, and the unit that called with this ability return back to the soul at the end of the turn, which that's how the deck works. Then moving on, we play one of our original Harri, our original GB3. Skill is Magina with a counterboss 2. You could choose one of your rigor and put it into the soul, and when this card attacks, you could pay the cost. If you do, choose up 3 cards from your soul and call them to separate R. Then if you have 5 or more rear guard, your opponent choose 2 of their rear guard and put it into soul. And at the end of the turn, return the unit called with this ability back to the soul. So it helps you to set up your board and clean your board at the end of the turn. And also, it changes your opponent's board as well. So they have to reconstruct their board. But what's a bit downside about this card is that when this card attacks and calling 3 unit means that your side will be empty and they will be in stand position. So your stand triggers kind of go to a waste, but it also works for 1 column, since with 3 unit, one of the column back row can be a rest unit. So this way, you could stand it and do an extra boost for attack. Other than that, the card itself is still pretty good. Then moving on, we play 2 Dragon. Dragon skill is choose itself to flip face up when displayed on Vanguard. You can pay this cost, and if you do, when your unit plays on the rear guard from your soul, the unit that call out gains 2k. So every time you call one, it gains 2. So extra 2k is pretty good. And with a GB3, this unit gains a crit. So it's a crit attacker, which means your opponent has to guard the attack. But other than that, it's a small powerhouse for the deck. It helps you to fix up your numbers. Then moving on, we'll play 4 Piranha. Piranha is from set 9, I believe, which skill is once per turn with Magina. You could counterboss 1, choose any card from your G zone to flip it face up, and choose a card from your hand to put into the soul. You could choose up to the same number of card face up with Magina ability in your soul. For each face up card in your G zone, call them to separate R. So you cannot call on top of each other. But if you have a unit on the rear guard already, you could call it over it. But you cannot use this skill to call it in the same position. And then for each face up itself you have, if you have 1 or less, you return the unit called with this ability back to the soul. If you have 2 or more, you could choose any amount to return, or you don't have to return. The cool part about this card is that if you're facing against Shadow Paladin, this card allows you to have rearguard stay on the board, so this way your opponent cannot Diablo you. Other than that, you don't really need to save your rearguard since you don't want them to get retired or anything. Then moving on, we play 4 of our Announcer. Announcer is really good because it has a skill which turn any G unit face up as well, but for each of itself face up in the G zone, your unit gains 1k. So it's a small powerhouse as well, but with 3 up, you could have 3000 to fix up number and choose up 1 card from your soul for every 2 face up card in your G zone with Magina ability, and call the chosen card to a separate rearguard, and that unit gains 5k. So the more you have, the more unit you could call, and that unit gains a lot of power. And at the end of the turn, return it to the soul as well. It's pretty good because powerhouse, it helps you to make a good number to your rearguard. Then for G Guardian, we play 2 dragon. 1/9 dragon. A skill is when this plays on guard, you could soul charge 1, then choose a unit. Excuse me, guys. Choose a unit from your soul to call it to the Guardian Circle to guard with this. So the max you can have is a 25k shield, since the best shield in this deck is a 10k, which is a trigger. So you can choose a trigger from your soul if you actually soul charge it. Call it to the Guardian Circle and help you to guard. So it makes the 25k shield. It's pretty nice. 25 is not low, but compared to some of the other clans G Guard, it's kind of weak. But then it's still good. Then lastly, we play 2 of our G Guard from Fighter Collection. Skill is look at the top 3 when this plays on Guardian Circle and choose a card among them to add it to the soul. Then if the card that's soul charge is grade 1 or greater, it gains a 5k shield. So it's a 20k shield with a card to your soul to help you set up next turn. Pretty good. 20k is pretty free with the unit that you could choose to soul charge, unless you flip all 3 triggers. That's kind of really bad. But other than that, the deck works really well. So there you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time.